A very good morning, everybody. We are looking into the prepared statements now. Prepared statements are very useful against the SQL injection. SQL injections are done by the hackers when data can be inserted into database by the hackers by carrying some of the values which are visible either using the web browser or the link. Now which we are going to work how to prevent the sites from being hacked, and for this we also use the prepared statement. Now let us have a brief description about prepared statements. Prepared statements and bound parameters. A prepared statement is a feature that is used to execute the same or similar SQL statements repeatedly with high efficiency. Now prepared statements basically work like this. An SQL statement template is created and sent to the database. Certain values are left unspecified called parameters, and these parameters are labeled as question mark. Now for example, insert into my guess referred to as name of the table, then values, and in this we give the question mark. Now the database parses, compiles and performs query optimization on the query on the SQL statement template and stores the result without executing it. Now execute statement. At a later time, the application binds the value to the parameter and the database executes the statement. Now the application may execute the statement as many times as it wants with different values. Now compared to executing SQL statement directly, prepared statements have two main advantages. Prepared statement reduces parsing time as the preparation of the query is done only once, although the statement is executed multiple times. Now bound parameters minimize bandwidth to the server as you need only the parameters each time, not the whole query. Now prepared statements are very useful against SQL injection because the parameter values which are transmitted later using a different protocol need not to be correctly escaped. Now if the original statement template is not derived from the external input, SQL injection cannot occur. Now let us have a look to the prepared statements in MySQL. Now in this you can see that this is the server name, username, password, database name, creation of communication, checking of the connection. We have a statement and now we are preparing it. Now you can see that we have taken the connection variable. This is the insert into, this is the query, and these are the values. Now we are going to try to take the value. Now from this we are going to use the bind underscore param. In the different values we have given 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you can see that we have given a. Now what we are going to do that now we are going to insert each and every value like this. So every value, this one is this, then again we have another value, then we have another value, and now every time you see that the statement is executed. Now this is how we do it, and then we have closed the statement. Now code lines to explain from the example above. This is what we have the SQL query. Now in our SQL we insert a question mark where we want to substitute an integer, string, double or blob value. Then we have a look to the bind underscore param function. Now in this we have a statement, then we have a variable. Now you can see that this function binds the parameters to the SQL query and tells the database that parameters are that the SSS argument lists the types of data that the parameters are. The S character tells the MySQL that the parameter is a string. The argument may be one of the four types. Now integer for I, double, string, blob. We must have one of these is parameters. By telling MySQL the type of expected, we minimize the risk of SQL injection. Now let us have a look to about how we are going to do this using the PDO. Now in the PDO we have taken all the server name, connection, and then we are trying to prepare the statement, and then we have the different values in this, and each time you can see that we have different values and the statement, and then when we execute each statement. Now let us try to run this. Now we are changing the name of the username and password. We have to check the name of the database in which we are working. This is the PHP myadmin part, and we are going to work with mydb. Name of the database is mydb and table is myguess. Now you can see that new records have been created. Now we can say that we had the 7 attributes, 7 values before. Now after insertion, it becomes 8, 9, 10. Now you can see that in the set of codes, we just have written the insertion query just once, and it is just executing again and again using bind underscore param function. Now, bind underscore param function binds the parameter to the SQL query and tells the database what the parameters are. And in this, what we do, we first specify the type of the data, just like triple S. Now, in this, S represents the string, and we have I, D, S, and B. I represents to integer, D for double, and B for blob. This is how we work with the preparing statements, and it finds its highest application in preventing the website from SQL injection.